we in the Global Commissions on the Economy and Climate have detected some problems, some obstacles that prevent financing sustainable projects for infrastructure. One of them is the lack of viable and bankable projects. Other is that a lot of countries are not able to deliver or to present the right projects to the investors. So maybe one thing we need to do before is to create institutional capacity to have a better planning, better delivering, in order to have better projects in the pipeline. That question I referred like an investment. We need to put money, and we need to put very capable people to train and to rebuild or strengthen the institutional capacity either of governments or private sector, especially in less developed and developing countries. We need to remove fossil fuel subsidies right now. Or in other words, we need to establish the right economic incentives to move towards all the way sustainable projects, in particular in infrastructure. That implies to put a price on carbon everywhere. That's a very basic rule. Second, we need to invest private, but in particular public money in research and development. It is incredible that in the 80s, we were investing more than double than today in research and development for clean energy, for instance, which is, I'm talking about public money. Other is we need to address or to revamp the financial framework in order to design the most appropriate financial instruments according with each circumstances. For instance, it is clear that in developed countries, private projects, private financing is the most important source for financing sustainable infrastructure. However, in developing countries, it is clear that governments, public money, public budget is the main instrument to do so. Now, in the highest potential is, of course, in less developed and developing countries because they have not the infrastructure yet. So everything is, almost everything is to be built. So they have an incredible opportunity to do the right decisions today and avoid all mistakes we have made everywhere. But at the same time, paradoxically, they have not money to do that, or they have not the institutional capacity and knowledge, and we can design the right mechanism. For instance, talking about money, regardless of all the promises made all the way in several years from developed countries, project finance, for instance, it looks like a very appropriate way to invest in infrastructure projects. But in order to do that, for instance, development banks at the international level could provide some kind of technical advice at the beginning to design the right projects. And then, as long the project will generate its own payback, the project finance will flourish everywhere. I think it's that possible, but we need to start the engine in some way, and we can do that. We have had incredible promises coming from the governments everywhere. It's time to deliver. And sustainable infrastructure is not one way among others. It is the only successful story of growth for the future.